I just wanted to start this vlog. I'm not really going to talk much, but I just remembered I had to plant my cotton seeds, and these are the paper towel ones. They're growing so well. Ah!
Good morning. I can't talk. I don't talk very well in the morning. So, good morning. Look at my plant. I'm so excited. So I really wanted to get into doily making recently because I kind of really want to make more lace. I'm obsessed with lace right now. And I'm working on this little guy, the Sweetheart Soiree. It's by Dryguna. Gorgeous, gorgeous lace piece. I started it off wrong. So I'm looking at the picture and it looks like they have 8 points. Ugh, it's so hard to show you guys because lace is so delicate. Give me 1 second. On the inside here, I have 6 points. But on the picture, there's 8 points. So I did something wrong in the middle here. I know for sure it said chain 4 and then like insert hook, whatever. I started with a magic circle because I don't like the chain 4 look. But I am how many rows in? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 rows in. And I'm going to have to frog this. Not happy, but it's practice and it is what it is. I will get good at this. It's something I'm extremely interested in because I think doily making is something that's not a lost art because there's still quite a few people who do make doilies. I want to be one of those people and I want to like make doilies more than just for like decorating your like couch covers and whatnot. I want to use doilies as like clothes. Like I know that sounds silly, but like I don't know, like use it as a base pattern or something for skirts because I think there's a lot of people really interested in filet crochet. I'm not interested in filet crochet. That just seems tedious and boring because it's just a whole bunch of double crochets and chains and blah 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 mesh whatever. Not interested in that. I'm interested in the intricate designs of doily making. And if this works out very similar to like circle skirts and all that, and like, what is it, granny squares, you can like split it in half and make skirts out of it. So, or like capelets. You know, I love capelets. So, if anything, I could like just transfer this pattern over to acrylic or something and then make a capelet out of that, or like bamboo yarn because bamboo yarn's pretty thin. This is very, very thin, and I'm sad that it's not coming out the way I want it to. So I had to go back to the drawing board, back to square one. Anyway, back to it. I'm learning that I'm not probably I know I'm not a great pattern person maker or whatever. I sent out like a little blast message in my Insta group asking everybody to send me an email of their pictures and give me some final thoughts, whatever. I had a couple people reply back that they weren't able to finish it. I have one other person that hasn't replied that wasn't able to like show pictures and whatnot. And then I also have one person that ghosted me, which was a mutual, and I told myself I'd be okay with it. It is my very first pattern, so I kind of get it. I know next time, which probably won't be till summer, that I make a pattern, I will be a little bit more selective because for this first inaugural pattern, I just wanted to get it out there and get my name out there, whatever, get people to try it out, you know? So I'm asking them how long they need to finish it up because I want to get the final copy out to the people who tested the pattern by tomorrow. Tomorrow is the 31st, and I told one of my mutuals that I'd have it to her by the 31st. And honestly, the final copy doesn't need all the pattern testers in it. However, I like to appreciate the pattern testers for finishing it and taking the time to read through my pattern and editing for me. If anything, I will have them like still work on it, but I just won't add them to the final copy until after the 31st because I don't think the pattern testers really, it sounds rude to say it this way and I hate the way it sounds, but I don't think the pattern testers need the like names of everybody in the group. So I'll make like a separate copy of all the pattern testers for all their pictures and all that and whatnot. Make a separate copy of that so that I can just add it in and send it to the pattern testers afterwards. I don't know. So, okay, for sure, the pattern testers are getting a copy of the zine, which is already free anyways, but I don't want to force them to go to my Ko-fi account and download it separately because they worked hard to do all this for me. So I want to make sure that they don't have to work harder to find the information, you know? I want to send them a zine. I want to send them the final copy. And then I also want to send them the pictures of everybody that was in the pattern test. I did say no pressure. If nobody wants to be in the pattern tester shout out, then they don't have to. Maybe I need to clarify that, but if they don't want to be in the final pictures, I get it. I understand. Not everybody wants their name out there. I don't want to not include them because they are working on it. One of them specifically helped get my name to all the pattern testers. So I definitely want to give her a copy. I don't think they're ghosting me. Like, that's the thing. They're responsive and they're telling me, hey, this is what I'm doing. This is how I worked this up. These are the colors I've done. And they've given me feedback. So I want to give everybody that was in the pattern tester call a copy, even if they weren't able to finish. I just want to include them in the thank you notes, you know? Yeah, I'm waiting on an answer from them. God, this is such like a social experiment for me. I am not a social person. Yeah, and I've said this multiple times. I'm not social. I appear social because I'm literally just talking to a camera. Like, I know there's not a lot of people that watch me, which is, I'm not looking for fame or anything. Numbers are just numbers. And because I can't see who's looking at me, like, I mean, I already have a hard time making eye contact in general. I don't even make eye contact with the camera most times. I'm just kind of like looking around all the time because like I struggle with social situations. It's all part of being ADHD, you know, being neurodiverse. This has been like a testament to my social anxiety and getting word out there and talking. I think next time I do a pattern testing thing, I need to work harder on my social aspect and work harder on asking the questions and not just sitting behind and having them start the conversations. A lot of times though, my issue is I'll start a conversation and I'll dip out because like that's always the way I've been. I've mentioned that in college I would go to parties and just not talk. I'd sit there. So I would talk. Like it's kind of a lie that I didn't talk. I definitely talked because I am kind of social, you know, especially when it comes to music and other things that I'm interested in. However, what I would do is I would just drop a little nugget of gathering information. So I'm really good at asking questions and then having people talk at me because I don't like to be the talker, because I don't like people hearing my voice, because I sometimes believe that my voice is annoying. And on top of that, like, I don't like getting my opinions out there because I've been wrong about my opinions a lot, especially as a kid, because I was force fed this really bad information as a kid. I would just puke it out, you know? Besides the point, my whole thing is leaving a question, having people talk amongst themselves, gleaning information from whatever everybody else is saying, and then just, yeah, that's it. And I need to be better about like actually talking and being interactive and all that jazz. If somebody wants to ask me a question, I can answer that. Like, it's fine. But anywho, oh, did I show you guys how far I got on my little top? So I got most of it done. I've made 5 little clouds. Let me show you the clouds real quick. They are super soft. I made 3 different styles. So this style has been a style I've been making for a while. It's the one I use for my like celestial sky plush, which I need to make more, but I don't have money to afford yarn right now. And that's one of the reasons why I'm working on lace, because I have a lot of lace thread, or crochet thread rather, and I just need a stash bust before I buy more yarn. This is the style I normally go for. It's bamboo yarn doesn't stretch that much, so you can definitely see the holes. So I think in the future when I work this up again, because I definitely want to make a pattern out of this. Well, okay, so I'm not going to make a pattern using the clouds. Like, the clouds are going to be optional, but when I make it up again, because I'm going to use a black base for the top, for the bandeau at least, and then like gray to indicate like a night sky, I will use a fluffier yarn so that the little decreases aren't as visible. I tried to like cover in the holes a little bit, but that just didn't work. But yeah, this is the cloud that's going to go in the middle, like oh, Jesus Christ. Like, it's going to hang down right here. And then I made two of these ones. These ones are going to probably be closer to the inside. No, on the outside maybe. So I could do big, small, big. So these ones, well, medium, I guess. These ones are pretty cute. The site that I used to get this pattern off of riddled with ads, so I wrote it down in my book somewhere, and I don't feel like pulling out the book because y'all are kind of stacked on top of it. So there's these two clouds, and then I have these two clouds, which I don't know how I feel about it. It used a lot of slip stitches and then sewing or like crocheting into the slip stitch, which when it comes to amigurumi, I have tight tension. I don't know why that is, but it kind of left like little ridges, which is kind of interesting, to be honest. It gives like a little bit of texture, and I love texture in my crochet makes, so I think that's pretty cool. I like how like shapely it is. It's a pretty cool shape. These ones are probably going to go on the inside, and then these ones on the outside, and then this one in the middle. So that's the 5 clouds I've got done. They're super soft too, and like the reason why I want to stick with bamboo is because it is soft yarn. It's extremely soft yarn. On top of it being a soft yarn, it's also like cooling, so it's not going to be like warm in the state of Florida. Like it's summer already here, it feels like. Oh, I need to wind this up real quick because it's going to annoy the crap out of me. I only have a little bit more to do. But yeah, so now that I showed you the clouds, here is the top. If I make the pattern, which like I said, it's not going to be until summer. It's just going to be the lace, the bandeau, the straps. I don't know how I feel about these straps yet. Like, it's kind of like, I didn't like it by itself, so that's why I added all the shell stitches. And like, I still don't know how I feel about it. Like, it's a very summery or very beachwear. I also added a long string, but I think in the future, whenever I do the black and gray one, I will probably use that thicker yarn as well. I made it really big so that you can like, kind of like a bag. You can tie in at your chest, like this mid-level right there, because that's how low it sits. And that way, like, it kind of gives like a poofier look at the top, I guess. I'm not trying to look for a poofy, but I just didn't like that it just kind of sat open like this. So that's why I tied it in. And then it gives me an excuse to like tie the clouds. So what I need to do with these clouds, isn't that going to be so cute? So I'm going to like get like, not string. I'm going to do like a foundation single crochet stitch, like little loop where like you can just, it's so hard to explain. So like this kind of, and then where you can just like tie it in and then it just kind of sits. That's going to help it hang here. That way it's detachable, so I don't have to wear it if I don't want to. This is just going to be optional, having a little, but like also it'd be cute up here, wouldn't it? I think it'd actually be cuter up. I don't know. Geez. I do this so often where I like change my mind. That's why I never plan anything. I just hope for the best. And dang it, let me see this one right here. Ooh, that's too big. So I'd probably do this one down here. I don't know. Because like, I'm planning on wearing like a white skirt with this because I don't feel like making shorts. I thought I was going to make shorts for this. Also, I think my husband pointed this out. It kind of looked like a bag. So I think in the future, I'm going to make a bag out of it instead. Actually, what if I just made this a bag pattern and not a top pattern? What if I made both? Okay, so I think that's so gorgeous. Like, look how cute. And then the sleeves come off like this. I'm obsessed. I'm so obsessed with this, and I can't wait to show it off. I just got to finish off the yarn or the little dangly bits. That's another reason why. So if I do the removable pieces, it changes the outfit. It's accessorizing. Like, that's how fashion works. You accessorize. You find a base core outfit. I forgot what the word is called, but it's basically where you just have a top and a skirt, maybe base colors, probably black if you're me. And then you just build upon that using accessories. That's how a lot of fashion works, is just accessorizing. All right, I'm going to restart. this little crochet and then respond back to the group chat because I think somebody else responded. They said they think they could finish within the day, so I will delay giving everybody the email. Okay, focus time. Focus. Ooh, actually, I just remembered we're going to Joanne in Lakeland because technically it will be April on Tuesday. My husband and I just kind of want to break from the theme parks because like around this time it's really busy, so we don't want to be there. We got our fulfillment with everything at Mardi Gras, at Universal, and then I think we're waiting on my husband's friend. Well, he's my friend too, but we're waiting to see if he would like to join us to Flower and Garden. I need to reach out to my best friend. I haven't seen her in so long and I miss her and I've just been so busy. So that's another reason why I want to take a break from pattern making. I don't know how people put out patterns every single month. Maybe they're extroverts. That's probably why. But they put out a new pattern every single month. They have pattern testers every single month. And that could not be me. So that's another reason why I want to put a pause on this because I think it is done. Like, I could just send this out and be like, oh, this pattern is done, but need pattern testers eventually. I do plan on wearing this on Tuesday. Yes, Tuesday. Because I believe I got the True Boo brand the True Boo brand, Lion brand yarn at Joanne. That's where I first discovered bamboo yarn and fell in love immediately. So that being the case, well, there's no case here. That being said, I am planning on wearing that and hopefully I'll get around to it. Going back to what I was trying to say, I am going to use the rest of this yarn and I am going to make a couple of hearts because I don't have plans to use this yarn ever again, except for maybe make a beret, but like I kind of burned myself out on berets recently because I just made too many and like I don't want to count. Like literally that's one of the reasons why I don't make things often is because I hate counting. I'm gonna make a whole bunch of hearts out of this. I know I made stars for the last Joanne I went to. This Joanne we're going to is the first Joanne I ever went to, I believe. I don't remember if there was a North Lakeland Joanne. If there was, that may have been the first Joanne I ever went to. But my brain doesn't remember it being real or not. This Joanne is a significant Joanne to me. And like I said, I don't have any more use for this yarn. This is a big twist yarn. So at least I'll give it back to them, I guess. But I'm going to make hearts and then pass them out at Joanne in Lakeland. And maybe I'll have some extra and give them to the Joanne in Winter Haven when we do that in May. I need to find out the final closing date. But yeah. Gotta do this real quick. I'm probably gonna work up like 6 of them and then I'll start working back on the doily. Probably. More likely I'll be working on the pattern because that needs to be out by tomorrow for my mutuals. My testers, pattern testers.
So this is the big difference between the Georgia and the Somerset. The Georgia has another little clicky bit, look at the frame, another clicky bit up at the top here. So
I just finished watching Marcus's video about parasol making, and that is a journey I want to go on really, really soon. There's this website called Umbrella Joan, based out of Washington, is what Marcus was saying. It's $18 for a frame. I thought they were going to be so much more expensive. $18 is like nothing. And then they even have like 5 packs, I think, 5 packs of the frames. And I love lace making. Like, I don't do it often because it's time consuming. And right now I'm like kind of into garment making, but like a parasol would kind of sort of fall under garment. Not really, but accessory. And I love accessory making too. That's part of my whole entire shtick, I guess. I don't know. I literally just talked about how important accessories are for fashion. As I learn more about just lace making in general and just more like doily making, I just size that up to a bigger cotton yarn. Use the same size hook. Marcus suggested 1.75 max. I've been using a 1.5 millimeter hook just because like I don't know. I kind of like smaller and I need to rewatch this video whenever I get around to it. I lost my hook. Oh, it's literally right here. So this one is a 1.5 millimeter hook and it's super tiny, but that's okay. I don't mind it being super tiny. Using a 1.5 millimeter, maybe 1.75. Maybe I just don't have a 1.75 and that's why I use a 1.5 millimeter hook. let me pull out my little handy dandy Amazon crochet hook set that I got way back in 2016. No, it was earlier than that. Must have been 2014. I think 2014. I do have a 1.75 millimeter hook. Actually, I might size up to work on this doily because maybe that would help me out. This is a 1.75. Let me, very, very small. The what I normally work with is a 3.5. So let's compare these right next to each other. And then let's compare it to a 5.5, which is what I use on my acrylics normally. No, just 5. Okay, so let me just hold them like this. So that's what those are the 3 hooks that I normally use. Every now and then, like right now I'm working on that rug carpet blanket thing, the spiderweb one. I had that hook in the other room, and that's why it's so painful for me to work with it because it's so big. It's bigger than this hook. I don't remember the size. This one's an 8 millimeter. So I think that one was a 10. So even bigger than this. And I don't like working with bigger hooks because it really hurts my fingers, especially my thumb. But I think I can't wait. Okay. I never compared them to each other. So I'm going to keep the 1.75 millimeter hook out. And then I'm going to work on that after I finish some more work on the hearts. I've got 3 done. I had to make 6 more, 10 more. I don't know, but I got to get it done. I want to work on the doily. So I am going to take a break from this. I made 4. So that makes 2. All I have to do is make 8 more because that makes 4 more. And then I'll have 6. That should be enough. Hopefully. I don't know. The Lakeland one isn't very staffed as I don't know because I thought that about the Kissimmee one, and the Kissimmee one had 5 people working as opposed to their usual 3. Okay, so maybe it's not usually 3, maybe it's usually 4. Anywho, I want to make sure I have enough. So I'm going to start on the doily again, and then after I do the doily, or I get tired of working with the doily, and it's cotton yarn, or thread rather, so it dries out my hand and gives my hand, like my thumb, a little bit of a weird sensation. When I get tired of that, then I will start working on, well, I'll take a break because I know I'm going to need a break, but I need to get back to the pattern, do some edits real quick, add people's pictures if they send me pictures. If not, I'm just going to do their handle, and then rework some of the pictures that I had in there in general, and then I should be done. We'll see. I hate using Instagram, but I've been on there a lot lately because of the pattern test, right? And every now and then I'll be on my, I guess it's a For You page, my feed page, whatever. Before I hit any of the ads or suggested posts, I get a lot of my mutuals who are posting, and there's so much inspiration out there on Instagram. And I wish I knew how to use it better, and I wish I didn't hate Instagram so much because there's just so many good patterns out there, and I can't wait to get more used to Instagram. So I think somebody told me that you can do a just following page. I can't remember how to do it, but if that's the case, then I'm going to be scrolling on that for the rest of my life because I don't want any extra things on my feed. One of the things is I'm on Redbook, and almost all I get on Redbook are crochet diagrams. Every now and then it will feed me a whole bunch of non-crochet diagrams, and I quickly get off of there because I'm not there for anything else. I'm literally just there for fashion and mostly crochet fashion or diagrams. Whereas on Lemon 8, I was on there initially just getting baking recipes and the Lambeth cake shapes and all that. And so that's what my whole entire page on Lemon 8 is, although I do post crochet stuff. So it's a little bit of a mess because I didn't really know how I wanted to use that site. And I think once TikTok is I think it's been commandeered, to be honest. I think it's been whatever the word is. I don't think it's what it used to be. Once everything was shut down the first time, it just didn't feel the same. A lot of times I'll go on there and all I get is normie content, and I don't want that kind of content on my feed. Honestly, I wouldn't mind the ads as much if it weren't for the fact that they were feeding me normie content. It makes it 10 times worse to be on that app. So You can give me ads all you want. I'm still going to scroll past it. However, give me art, give me the goths, give me alternative fashion, or I'm not going to use your app. I think it's been taken over by certain people who I don't trust and don't like. Crochet has been coming back onto my TikTok For You page, but it's a lot of amigurumi artists. And as I've stated many times, I am not an amigurumi artist. So it's kind of like not what I'm looking for. I don't know. Compromise. The word is compromise. TikTok has been compromised. So anyways, I don't remember why I got back on here. Oh yeah, I was going to show you. I've made 5 rows. 5 little rows. And it looks so much better than the last one. You can see I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points now. And it's working up similar to that. Like what I love about this is that it's not only showing you, like, it doesn't have just the words, but it has part of the diagram for people who aren't into diagram reading. They can learn through this site. I struggle so much more reading the pattern a lot lately because I've been really onto this diagram thing. I'm really, really happy that I learned how to read diagrams. It makes life so much easier. There's way less math. There's not as much confusing because I don't think I have dyslexia. I might. I do have the flavor of ADHD where I can't read because if I start reading something, I'll have to go back and be like, oh, where am I? What did I just read? I don't remember what just happened. It's really nice that this artist blends both into it because I think more people should learn how to do diagrams or read diagrams. That's what I want to kind of do more with my zines. I want to do more diagram-based zines. I'm going to take heavy inspiration for this. I think the next time I make a zine, it's going to be a beret zine because, like, it's super easy. Like, there's nothing to it, but it's just me teaching how to read a diagram, but making a beret. I think it's intimidating to make a beret because it's a lot of stitches and it's kind of annoying to do all the counting and all that. I think teaching diagrams through something easy but tedious really, really helps out. This is row 5, so I'm going to keep on going with this. I don't remember if I filmed it for TikTok. I need to film it for TikTok real quick and then work on like 5 more. Every 5 rows, I want to do like a little video so that I can like show how it works up. Yeah. Anyway, all right, back to work. I'm going to have to take a little break. I don't know if you can hear me, but we had to take a little bit of a break because Mr. Apollo is terrified of thunderstorms. It's not thundering yet. It's just raining really hard, and he struggles with sound. Look at this little buddy. Look at him. He's scared. So, taking a little bit break to enjoy the rain for myself. Probably cuddle in bed because, I don't know, my neck kind of hurts. I love rainy seasons so much. And this isn't like a cold front rain. This is definitely a rainy season rain. Mister, what's up, buddy? What's up? So scared. Scared of everything. All right, break time. I was going to post this on TikTok, but I decided that y'all might want to hear it. I don't know. I'll probably post this on TikTok too. I'm scrolling through TikTok, right? And I'm watching people talk about iShowSpeed's video of China and like how he's pretty much breaking down the propaganda we've been fed all of our lives from about China. If you've been on Redbook, you've already seen the propaganda being broken down, but not everybody flooded over to Redbook. You can't trust any one word when it comes to just propaganda in general because there's not one good government. You know, there's not one good way to govern your city, town, whatever, country. But there are better ways to govern. And right now, capitalism is not working for us. But that's besides the point because world government and world culture is kind of like one of my favorite things to look into, like seeing how other countries work and how other countries are like building their society and all that. One of the comments was something along the lines of, okay, but now look at the child labor and the sweatshops. And here's the thing. Not all of our clothes are coming from China. A lot of the clothes that we have made in Central America. Not just Central America, maybe in, not Myanmar, but that could be one of the countries. It starts with an M, and I can't remember what the country is, but Lululemon, not from China. they charge like $600,000. Not really, but they're expensive clothes. And their CEO just came out with a statement saying that like the spending habits are not as popular anymore, which that's the thing with consumerism, with capitalism. The thing is people want to get so big and keep on growing and growing and growing, but there's always a limit. Like you have to know that there's a limit. You can't just keep on growing and expect people to keep on going with you. Yeah, you can make new designs, but when your new designs are just the same thing but in a different colorway, like it's going to get boring. They want to check out the sweatshops in China and all the child labor issues, but in the state of Florida right now, we are pushing back child labor laws. They're being rolled back. Like our government wants to make it legal for children under the age of 18 to work past 11 p.m. and not provide them breaks. Why? I mean, I know why. The reason why is because we got rid of our labor. Our labor here, they didn't realize that most of our labor are migrants. I mean, maybe they did realize it, but they didn't realize how much it would affect our economy. And our economy is like mostly tourism, and a lot of our tourism is based on our migrant economy, like our migrants. Like a lot of migrants work in the tourism industry. And outside of the tourism industry, we also have a lot of farming. We had all the orange groves for the longest time. And like honestly, that's almost all gone. The strawberries this year, that they weren't that great. I don't know how it was over in Plant City, but the strawberries I had this year, not so good. I only got one batch of strawberries. Maybe it was too early. I don't know. They weren't sweet. They were just okay. And then our cattle industry, like I don't know much about the cattle industry. I don't pay too much with livestock and feed and all that. I only know about like the plant industry kind of, but I really don't know that much. But going back to the child labor laws, like Arkansas, the state I used to live in, already rolled back a lot of the child labor laws. Like, I think they're allowed to work below the age of 14 now. I don't pay too much attention to Arkansas much anymore, but I know that they rolled back some child labor laws. So, like, why are we talking about different countries and their child labor laws when we have child labor law issues in our country right now? You know? And on top of that, it's not China we're buying most of our clothes from. Most of our clothes are coming from the Honduras. Okay, maybe not just the Honduras, but they're not coming just from China. They're coming from Central America, South America, Northern Asia, not Russia, but like the minor area. I can't remember what it's called, but it's not just China that our clothes are coming from. So maybe they're not talking about clothes, but anytime somebody talks about sweatshops, I just immediately start thinking about clothing making, because that's just where my brain goes. Korea used to be a huge clothing making industry until K-pop took over the industry. So anyway, sorry for bringing that all in, but I might talk about it on TikTok. Don't know if I told y'all, but I got quite a few rows done on this. It looks so much better. This is the back. This is the front. I can't wait to get this done. I'm like at row 16, I think. And then I thought of an idea. So I've been looking at these rose bouquet things on Redbook. There's quite a few free patterns on there, but they're all flowers. And I do like flowers, but my brain is very Yume Kawaii right now. And I think it'd be really cute to make it, but with like stars and clouds. I've decided against hanging the clouds off of my shirt that I'm going to wear tomorrow, because I don't know. I think it's just going to be too much. I think I just don't want all that dangling off and having the risk of losing it, because knowing me, I will lose it. And then on top of that, like, I just don't want to do any more work. I think the top is done. It's good to go. I don't think I want to do anything else to it. And then that way I can get the pattern out faster if I so choose. I do still need to make more hearts. I only have the 4 hearts done. I have so many whips right now. I'm like looking at my desk and there's yarn everywhere, and it's kind of terrifying, but also like it's exciting because I have all these ideas in my brain. I need to do something. Guys, seriously, look how cute this top came out. I'm obsessed. Hold on, let me pin you guys down somewhere. Okay, so like I did end up changing my mind on the little clouds. I didn't want to put the clouds at first because like it was going to take too much work and I just really didn't want to do it anymore. I was kind of over this top. Not that I was over it. I was just tired of sewing. And yeah, so I ended up just making like kind of like a hair dangle thing. I've made a lot of hair dangles in my life, I guess, since I started opening my shop, and then quickly went on hiatus because I just couldn't handle that stress because my brain no work like that. But I love it so much. This is a bow I got at a oddities, Prometheus Esoterica's oddities market. The first one the second one I attended. I've only been to 2. So I think I told y'all, I probably did because I'm really excited about it. But this week, since today's only Tuesday, tomorrow, I still have the room kind of set up to do like photos. I still have my little background right here and I just don't feel like putting it away right now. Since I still have that set up, I'm going to take photos of the products that I have, at least some of them, and then put it on my Instagram and TikTok and maybe Ko-fi. I don't know. There's some projects that I don't want to put on there because like shipping is going to outweigh the price. Like I have some bandanas, or no, not even the bandanas. Oh, let me get back to like my little hair clips. I only want to charge like $8 and I don't want people to have to pay like $5 in shipping for that. That's kind of stupid. That one's going to be a locals only like buy, which honestly I might just tell people, hey, you can make it yourself because it's super easy. Like one of the clips is just like that really popular free ghost pattern, but like in green, and then I just stitched up some like fake zombie lines, like super easy to do. And like you just go buy clips online and then like make a little clip holder or whatever and then just stick it in there, or you can just hot glue it because I know a lot of people do hot glue. So I'm not going to list those. I might not list my bandanas. I don't think I want to list anything. Let's be honest. I don't think I want to list anything on Etsy except for maybe like clothing, like full worn clothing items, because that makes sense to list. But like little tiny bandanas, having to pay like a fee for bandanas when the bandana market is like oversaturated. And it's not like I'm trying to like, I mean, I am trying to be unique. That's kind of the point of getting yourself into a market, is being a little bit unique. But also, I don't think I'm unique enough with the bandanas. If anything, I might just sell patterns for the bandanas because it's kind of a different pattern, but it's not going to be like a sold pattern. It's going to be a zine. We're going through a recession right now. There's so many businesses going out of business, and there's so many small businesses that are worse off than the big businesses, because at least the big businesses can get bailed out, whereas small businesses can't. And I just want to do what I can to help the crochet community, because not only crochet has taken off a lot since 2020, but like, I don't want us to be a gate-kept community, you know? So anyways, going back to it, this week, tomorrow's the big day. I just sent in all the patterns to the testers. I haven't gotten them the tester appreciation pages yet because I'm still waiting on some of them to turn in some of their photos. And I just want to make sure I can like appreciate them properly, because that's like, I don't know. They were a big part of me learning how pattern making works. So like I want to give them their proper like appreciation post and all that. I don't know too much about Instagram, but on TikTok I've been reposting people. I think there's a way to do it on Instagram through stories or something, but I don't know how any of that works. I never really used Instagram. I just posted and left. Hopefully I'm not offending anybody by not doing that, because I don't know. I've been trying to comment on everything, but like my social battery is not only bad IRL, but it's pretty bad in text communication too. So, anyways, taking pictures of products that I want to sell at markets. So that way I can build up my portfolio a little bit and then apply for the Prometheus Esoterica show, because that's in June. And I want to be able to get my name in there, at least in consideration, before it's too late, because I really, really, really want to make it to market this year. Like, that is my goal. I mean, one of my goals was to become a better pattern writer, because last year I started doing like free patterns that were like kind of blah, like arm warmer patterns that I just threw up on the internet. I'm like, here, hopefully this helps somebody. And it helps some people, so that's pretty great. However, I think this year has been like a pretty good start with my own personal like fashion design. The world sucks, don't get me wrong, but personally, my fashion design is going very well. I know I went on a tangent. I was supposed to be talking about this top. I love the way that this lace came out. It's so stinking cute. I didn't follow exactly how the lace went. I kind of missed, I think it was like a puff stitch in there. I just didn't do it because one, I couldn't really read to see if it was a puff stitch. I think it was, but like also I didn't know exactly where it went. I know it's supposed to go somewhere in the middle, but I think this is fine. It kind of gives like a lattice, like if you're going through a garden, the little lattice thing where you walk through and it has like little vines growing on that. It kind of gives that to me. So I really like that. I, of course, love the clouds because it's going to like kind of like a throwback to the original of what this was before I pulled it apart. Not quite. I did want to add puff stitches somewhere to like really reference that puff stitch sleeve, but it's fine. Like, I think people will get the point with this. Even with this, honestly, like I was a little bit sad because the original piece was really, really stinking cute, but it fell apart because I wasn't good at crochet. Like, that was one of the first projects I finished. Like, I think that was the third clothing item I finished when I got back into crochet, and it took me forever. And I tried to recreate it over and over and over again in different colors, and like I just couldn't do it because my brain didn't like how, like, I don't know how to explain it, but like the clouds weren't like, it wasn't a exact pattern, which that's kind of how I crochet in general. Is I kind of just make it up as I go. But like there has to be some kind of rhyme and rhythm. Who knows what the saying is, but there's got to be some kind of like pattern that I can follow so I can go back and easily reference, oh, this is what I did for this last part, so I should do it here again, because it's less thinking on my brain, right? I do definitely want to make a pattern of this one for sale. It's not going to be till summer because this was very stressful. Although everybody has been extremely great and like very communicative with me and telling me, hey, can you do this instead of this? Or like, can you help clarify this? I'm very, very, very grateful for all that. And that's not what's affecting my brain. It's just the fact that I have to be social. That's what's affecting my brain. And the fact that I have to like stick to a deadline, because I didn't give myself a deadline for all this until like last week. I feel bad. Like, I'm such a terrible pattern writer because like my original pattern testers, all my mutuals, I didn't give them a date at all. I gave one and I was like, oh, the end of the month. And that's all the information I gave them. And they got it done pretty quickly. And then when I started doing like a public pattern tester call, that's when I started being like, hey, I'll give you guys about 2 weeks, 26th through 29th. And that's not a set date. I know I needed to have done like a specific date because I know that causes confusion, but I also don't want to rush anybody because like I hate being that guy. I hated being a micromanager because like it's so like your brain, it hurts your brain when you're like kind of empathetic. And is that the word? I am kind of pathetic. I'm not pathetic. Let's not go down that route. My therapist told me if you call yourself those names, you're giving other people the okay to call yourself that name too. So let's not call myself pathetic. I am aware of the situations going on in the world right now, and I am aware people are parents, people have jobs, so I don't want to push them to work harder than they need to, you know? I gave them that deadline, and then like I think it was like the 24th when somebody, the same person that I gave the 1 month deadline to, was like, hey, so what day are you posting it? I'm like, I don't know if I want to do it on the April 1st or April 2nd, but I ultimately decided on the 2nd because April 1st kind of feels like, you're making a joke. Yeah, it's April Fool's. Why would you do that? I don't know. My brain is like kind of weird with that. I'm going to make another copy of this. I don't know how many times I've been trying to get back to the subject, but I'm going to make another copy of this. I'm going to do it in black, and then this is going to be gray. I think I told y'all, but I also am deciding to name this the Cirrostratus top. I think that's what you call it. It's a cloud themed top. So like I think it's the highest level of stratus clouds, where it's like kind of thin clouds, still a little bit of ice, and still referencing the cloud thing. Yeah, I just want to make references to the sky, because that's what originally I used these colors for, was because I was working on, it was at the 16th or the 14th floor. I was working in a restaurant at the tippy top floor of the building. And every single day I came in, I just took a gander at the sky and I'm like, wow, that's inspiring. I have a couple of things to show you guys real quick. And then I'm going to wake up my husband, and then we'll go out to Lakeland. I'm probably not going to show you guys too much just because, like, I don't know. Vlogging in public is weird to me. Not weird. Like, people who do it, they're not weird. It's just me personally, as somebody who has social anxiety and already struggles to talk to people IRL. It's stressful, okay? So let me go grab those things real quick, and then we'll get our wiggle on. So the first thing I want to show you guys is one of these hearts. I made 6 of these. I used the black skein of the Bernat Baby Velvet. I've been trying to find it online, and I think they might be discontinuing it. At least a lot of the colorways they're discontinuing, which makes me really sad because I really do love the Baby Velvet yarn. I just don't use it often because it's more of an accent piece to me. But I made 6 of these, and I think they came out super cute because they're little hearts, and I'm excited to give them to the Joann employees because they deserve it. They deserve a little bit of extra love because that Joann subreddit and some of the TikToks I see, they're being abused, and that's not really nice. There's these, and then I have, after like a year, maybe a little bit less than a year, I finally finished him. I had to sew him down like the little lily pad. I'm not going to do any of the decorative stuff because it was hard enough just to sew this on myself. And then I used bamboo yarn for his eyes, and then a little beady, like the little safety eyes in there too. I finally finished my Lotad. Well, my husband's. He asked for it like sometime last year, and I was like, okay, I'll go grab it. He's kind of chunky. He has a little wires in him, so this one's sticking out right here. But he's not meant to cuddle with. He's just meant to look dumb and sit perched somewhere. So he's sitting on top of my computer desk because my husband doesn't have space, even though he's the one that asked for it. But to be fair, he did ask for it before we switched to his new computer desk. So that's on me. I am not an amigurumi artist, and it takes me forever to finish little guys like this. So I had to sew on individually each one of these little legs. So there's 6 of them. Had to sew this on, had to sew this on, had to sew this on. Too much work. I don't know how y'all do it. It's not for me. Like for this one, at least all I had to do was sew this on, sew these on, and that's it. It's done. Oh, sew this, I guess, but like not really. It was just the ends. That's it. So he's done. All right. I think I had something else to tell. Oh, my husband encouraged me. I bought yarn, but it's from Hirschner's because I've been looking at that yarn for over a month now, I believe. And I bought like a yarn that's supposed to be their version of the Baby Velvet yarn because I've been looking for that. And so one of my friends, she is moving to New York soon, and I want to give her a little gift. We were talking about accent pillows because she just bought accent pillows for her new couch when she moves up there. But I was like, I made an accent pillow before. Wouldn't it be nice to give her an accent pillow? She has stars all over her arm. It's to represent everybody in her family, and it's a little quote. She's really into books, and I'm not, so I don't really know what the quote is. But she told me, and anywho, all the stars remind me of how much I love stars and how often I crochet stars. So I want to buy more of like the white Baby Velvet yarn. So I did buy the Hirschner's version of it. I don't remember what it's called, but I know the colorway is called Polar, which I'm a little nervous because in the photo it looked a little bit blue. So maybe it's like a white blue, whatever. I have to find a replacement. I don't have to find a replacement. I want to find a replacement because I don't know if they'll ever get it back in stock. And if they do, how expensive it's going to be. I bought a tiny skein of it and it was like 2 something, which is really not that bad at all. But like the 5-pack, if you bought the 5-pack, it was almost 1,000 yards for only $17, which is more than what comes in the Bernat Baby Velvet, because the Bernat Baby Velvet comes in like a 490 yard, and it's like $12.45 on the website whenever they have it in stock. and then like other websites are selling them for an exorbitant amount, and I'm not about that. Whenever that yarn comes in, I'm going to make another one of these, not this specific cloud, but there's another cloud I've shown y'all, but it's like the one that I use for my little starry sky thing. I'm going to make her one of those plushes because I think that'd be really cute to have perched in her house somewhere. And also, we've kind of made like this little jokey, not quite joking deal of selling with each other because we both want to get into the market making. She's really into scrapbooking and journaling and all that stuff. I obviously am into garment making. However, sometimes I want to slow it down and do not so much garment making. So I'm thinking it'd be really nice to send her like little tote bags or little like book covers or something just for her to sell. And then she'll stock me up as well because I think she's going to get into stickers and all that. So it'd be really nice to like partner up with her. And then she's like, come up here during Comic-Con because we will set up a table together. And I'm like, okay, I guess. All right. Time to wake up my husband. Oh, the Hirschner's order. Well, I'll talk about it next week when it all comes in. But basically, I bought a whole bunch of the Premiere, or was it Bernat? It was that one yarn that's supposed to be similar to the big twist yarn. So I'm going to try that out. I've got a whole bunch of colorways, 2 black ones, of course, because I need to have black in my inventory. That's just part of me. And then a whole bunch of pastels because I'm kind of into pastels again right now. And then I bought 3 neon lights. I think that's what the stuff is called, that brand. The brand is Hirschner's, but like whatever that genre is. 3 neon lights, 3 different colorways, like an electric blue, like a really bright purple, and then like a slime green. I guess like a really bright slime green. And then I bought, what else did I buy? That Hirschner's brand of baby velvet. So that's going to come in next week. And yeah, let's go to the mall today. Good morning. It's pattern release day. I can't believe we're here. Oh my god. I almost started crying when I thought about recording. But then I was like, no, I gotta suck it up. Be a big girl. It's been a long, long journey. Sorry, I don't really have much light in here. Oh, I didn't turn on my PC. That's why. Yeah, we're here. I haven't released it yet. I want to wait till noon-ish, maybe a little bit before noon. I want to post it now, but I want to give the pattern testers some time just in case, because I think there was somebody that said that they could get it done by Wednesday. And I just want to give them a little bit of extra time to like take some photos. Oh, geez. And like make it into the pictures, the photo appreciation section. I'm still going to add them afterwards if they still do feel like they want to add their pictures. I let them know, hey, it's okay that you can't finish it or you're still working on it. I understand. I get it. I am one of those people that miss deadlines all the time too. I'm going to be completely understanding, especially since it's my first ever pattern. And, well, it's here. The day is here. So I have everything like all loaded up into, well, not everything loaded up. I don't have the PDF loaded up into Etsy, but I have everything edited. Hopefully it's edited. I don't know. I'm pulling up the page and it's just a white screen. Hopefully all the words are still there. I did a lot of typing last night. Where is the description? Oh, phew, it's still there. So all I need to do is make a little tiny video to like advertise that the pattern is out, which I probably will do around like 30 minutes to an hour from now because I just don't feel like doing it right now. I just posted my video from yesterday's outfit, like the full finished thing, and I'm like super excited about that because I can't wait to start working on that pattern now. I am pretty burned out from this one, not gonna lie. Like, you guys are a little bit higher. I don't know if you guys... Anyways, I think this time around it will be a little bit easier for me to do the pattern just because like I have a lot of background knowledge from this first pattern that I'll be able to like transfer to this pattern, so I won't have to be as stressed out. It's just the whole like communicating with people. So I'm going to give myself like a month maybe to like write the pattern out. Towards the end of this month, I want to be able to get pattern testers in on it. That way I can release the pattern sometime in June, because that would be really nice. I think it'd be a great little summer top. I've already got 2 of my mutuals who commented on it. I need to respond to them, but like I'm still suffering with the consequences of socializing. I also went out and socialized a little tiny bit. Speaking of going out and socializing a little bit, we did a lot of shopping because we haven't gone shopping in a while. We tend to like just kind of coop ourselves up in the winter, and then we'll take like, instead of a spring cleaning, we'll do a spring shopping thing, and it's like mostly all necessities, but a little bit of feel good stuff, if you know what I mean. We went to Bath and Body Works, which Bath and Body Works is a splurge, but it's something that gives us a little tiny bit of joy in this cursed world. We got a couple of like face wash. Well, I got some face wash. We got a bunch of body care stuff, and then I got new soap, and I can't stop smelling it because it's a dragon fruit, whatever, kiwi, whatever. I don't remember what the flavor was, but it smells so good, and I'm addicted to the smell. It's so stinking good. The last smell we had, if y'all remember, I got 2 cinnamon ones for like winter Christmas season because we do like the winter smells. Just sometimes it's just like a little bit too much. One of them had a really strong cinnamon scent to it, and I'm allergic to it, I think. Either that or the cinnamon was just way too strong, and I just sneezed every single time I used it. So it's in the kitchen right now because I don't use the kitchen sink to wash my hands as often. I only normally use the bathroom sinks, so that's fine. We also went to a Vietnamese restaurant to like close out the day, you know, because I don't know, we were feeling pho. It's been a while since we had pho. We used to do this thing like every single year around our anniversary when we go on like our vacation, we'd end up eating pho for some reason. And like I think that was one of the first like meals we had when we first started dating that wasn't home cooked meals. So it's like something really special to us. It was really good. The people there were really nice, and the food wasn't as expensive as it would have been if we went out to like Disney or Universal. So works out for me. Also in that shopping area, so this is in Lakeland, right? They had a Spencer's. I've never seen a standalone Spencer's before. Like it's not standalone. It's still in like a shopping area, but it wasn't inside a mall or a square mall, and that's weird to me. It was certainly new. It was very quiet in there, but to be fair, yesterday was Tuesday, so it makes sense for it to be a little bit quiet, but weird, strange, different. I'll probably be going back there again during the Halloween season, just saying. I don't know how often I'll be going out and doing Halloween decor shopping because I don't really want to, because I almost always, I don't like you guys sitting up here, like, sorry, now it's comfortable. I almost always go Halloween shopping just to get like little feels and like see what the popular thing is and get some inspiration. But I'm also an impulsive shopper. Like it's so bad, and I hate that I do this, but that's part of the ADHD. And I used to be able to just keep my wallet in the car so that I don't spend money, but now I have my wallet on my phone. And so like it's impossible to like try to control myself. Like I'm trying my best, but you know, stuff happens. The original reason why we went out to Lakeland was to go to Joanne and say goodbye to that Joanne. I gave up a whole bunch of those little hearts. I had just enough, I think. I hope. That was part of the socializing, right? Telling people, hey, this is for you. And like almost every single employee looked at me. They're like, and I think it's because they were so used to being yelled at. Maybe a lot of people were like saw that something fell on the ground and they were just turning it in. And I'm just like, this is for you. Thank you for working today. And like the younger ones, they almost immediately picked up on it. But one of them was just like a little leery about me, but like still, like I think it's my age, to be honest. Like the older I get, the more awkward I feel around like younger people, because I'm like, should I be talking to these people? Like I know they're not minors or anything. It's just weird because like, you know, the age range, like it's like when I was, oh, okay, so I was born in the 90s. I'm 33 now. And when I was in my 20s, talking to anybody like in their 30s, like it felt weird because there was definitely a cultural shift. I think that's why I feel so awkward and whenever I talk to people in their 20s, because I'm like, you definitely did not grow in the same way that I did. And sometimes I feel that way about like people in their 50s. Now I'm closer to the 40s. I'm like, okay, you guys are still millennials. And so I kind of understand and we can kind of get along. But like people in their 60s, I don't think I can like really have a conversation with. Like I'll try, but like there's certainly a cultural difference. So I always feel awkward that I need to talk to people around my age. And I'm trying to get over that. But that's something that I need to work on personally. I had 6 of those little hearts and I was able to give 6 of those away without feeling like I missed anybody, which is perfect. While in there was a guy talking about the Winter Haven one and they were like, oh, it's almost gone now. I'm like, no, stop that, because I still haven't visited the Winter Haven one. So I think I might actually go to the Winter Haven one at the end of this month because I'm scared, extremely nervous that they're going to be shut down forever. I didn't make friends there, but I did kind of like have conversations with people there because they were a little bit more friendly than the Lakeland one. The Lakeland one was, for the longest time, employed by just the older people. And like the Winter Haven one had a bunch of younger people. So I kind of got along with the Winter Haven employees more. We also went to Michael's and we went to Lowe's. Those ones aren't as important. I bought 2 things of yarn from Michael's and then I bought spray paint from Lowe's. And then we got some like home improvement stuff because we have a sprinkler head that's broken because it keeps on getting ran over. So we got to get that fixed because our grass is dead. So with that being said, I don't want to call it a haul, and I'm not going to put it in the title because I don't want people to click on this thinking that I'm just like a hauls video maker. I've done videos like that before and it got a lot of traction, but I just don't want that. I just want to show you guys what I got. It's all Big Twist. And then, you know, of course, the Michaels brand stuff. But my husband so graciously bought me, like, he loves me. I can't believe there's people in the world that love me. Like, growing up in a family dynamic where, like, you had to earn the love and then you could lose the love as soon as you earned it. Like, having somebody that just loves me no matter what and like invests in me. That's what we're calling it. He was investing in me because like I was telling him like I have all these dreams. I'm like, one day when I become a great fashion designer and I can start making money on my crochet and sewing, I'm going to splurge on you, because I used to do that when I was the money maker, because like I used to have a job in management in the theme parks. Whenever I had some extra money, I would just spend it on him. Like I used to give him theme park tickets. Like used to be able to get him into SeaWorld for free, and then I would just buy his annual pass for Universal because I just didn't feel like getting him in every single time because we went a lot. And like I didn't have enough tickets to just get him in all the time, and I wanted to save those tickets for like friends, family, whatever. I want to get back to that level because he cares for me so much and he takes care of me, and I'm just so grateful to have him. And not just him, just people in general. I'm so grateful that there's people in the world that are like really nice to me. I'm not used to people being nice for no reason. Like I've gotten more used to it the older I get, because I grew up in a world where my life was, oh, the world sucks, so get used to it now, you know? Like I just expected the worst out of everybody, but there's so many good people out there, and I want to just keep on giving back because I don't know. I feel like it's love, but it's not like being in love. It's just respectful. People are so kind, and I am so lucky to have such kind people in my life now. Like, I'm gonna cry. I can't stop. I gotta stop talking about this. Let me get the yarn so I can show you guys all the Big Twist yarns I was able to bulk up on. So, of course, you know, I went to Michael's, got this yarn so I can finish up this project, because we were planning on going out to the beach, not next week, but the week after, because they're doing like a sandcastle festival. And I think that's super duper cute. So I want to go and do the sandcastle festival in these crazy, wacky colors. And then, yeah, I mean, there's no other thing. I just want to get this finished because it's almost done. I got to do 6 more panels, and I think I have just enough to do 6 more panels now. And I also got pink crochet thread because I want to get more into doily making. I think I'm on like row 16 right now. I don't know. But the pattern calls for the edging to be like white or just a different color. I'm going to do pink because, you know, we all love pastel goth here, right? So now we're all the Joanne stuff because Joanne was the main reason why we went out there. 2 whole bags. It was only 25% off, but honestly, just the fact that I was able to find that much Joanne yarn or Big Twist yarn was a miracle. I hope you guys aren't getting like too much abrasion from the mic. I don't have anywhere else to put it. I don't want to clip it into... Oh, should I clip it into my hair? Let's see. I feel like that might be louder, but hopefully not. In this bag, we have a lot of variated yarns. We got this candy corn one because I haven't seen it. They don't call it candy corn, but I think this is one of those repackaged ones. They call it Sunrise Ombre. That's certainly candy corn color. So I'm going to make a beret out of this, most likely. And then maybe something else. I just don't know what yet. certainly a beret, probably bandanas because, I want to do more like spooky Halloween-ish markets. Well, I want to go to one at least, just one. And then, excuse me, they had the mother load of the Ace yarns. So we got 4 of these because I'm Ace, and I just don't think I'm ever going to be able to get my hands on them again. I was kind of thinking about making another bolero, but I think it'd be more beneficial to just make a whole bunch of like little, bandanas, and then whatever I have left over, I'll make scrunchies out of because that yarn is never going to be around ever, and it's less likely that somebody's going to buy a whole bolero to show off their pride. So I'd rather somebody be able to show off their pride using a bandana, something small, so that they can wear it and accessorize it more often. They also had this rainbow one. I don't think I've ever seen this one in person, and if I have, I haven't seen it in a long, long time. So I bought this one because I don't have any just plain rainbow ones. And then I bought a trans one because I never bought one of these before, and I just want to bulk up on my pride merch just because, like, I want to be able to show that I do support the community, that I'm queer and the queer community is safe with me, because like there's not enough safe spaces, especially in the state of Florida. We are kind of dwindling out. A lot of us ended up moving out of the state or are moving out of the state, and I understand why, but I'm sticking to it so that I can help change the state. Not really. I don't really have much money to move out of here. Lady Idzihar, I think that's how you say her name. She talked about it on TikTok and probably her other social media sites, but basically, things aren't going to change if you just leave. And I am a flight person when it comes to fight or flight. I'm typically a flight person, but this time around, I'm going to do what I can to disrupt whatever is going down here. Florida used to be a safe state. Like, we used to be purple, and we used to be so culturally diverse. This is going outside of the queer bubble. One of the biggest historical like facts about the state of Florida, in Tampa, people used to speak 3 languages. That's how diverse the state used to be. And now we've all like kind of forgotten about it so we can please the corporate gods, you know? And I just want to be somebody that can say, hey, look at me. We don't have to be like them. We can keep on being queer. We can keep on being weird and just different. We don't have to fit into this gray, beige bubble that everybody wants us to. So that's my role in staying in Florida, since there's a lot of people escaping. And like I said, I understand why they're escaping. However, I want to put up a good fight. So I'm going to keep on doing what I can with Pride merch. Speaking of, whenever my yarn, like my cotton starts growing, if I get into dyeing it, I'm probably going to be one of the queer fiber dyers, because I just don't think there's enough out there. It's so hard to find us. So I want to be able to make sure that I can dye my yarn in queer colors because I want to support the community as much as I can. Yeah, so the rainbow one, the trans one, and then I believe this is pansexual. I almost said non-binary, but that's not right because non-binary is close to the ace flag, but just with yellow instead of gray. So this, I'm pretty sure, is pan. I wanted to show support for the pan community too. Like, I mean, I think I bought up all the pride yarns that they had, at least one skein of them. So that's that. Then I got another one of these, like, it's kind of like the candy corn yarn, but in Valentine's Day colors, but also kind of like, I don't have it out yet, but the yarn I was working on for the little hearts, it's like that one too, but not peppermint. This one's called Pink Ombre. So I think this was specifically for Valentine's Day, which is very cute because it has a little bit more pink in it. And I really like the shade of pink that they have. It still has like that kind of red, but I love purpley pinks. They're so pretty. And then I was so lucky to be able to get these 2 twinkle yarns. I wish they had the purple one, but I understand. I get it. These ones are going to go a long way for me. I think I'm probably going to use these in the current thing I'm working on. Did I tell you all what I was working on? So I have this blanket in the works right now. I love the way that it's spiraling. It's actually really cute. I didn't think I liked it when I saw it at first, but I am following kind of a pattern on Redbook. And I know I talk about Redbook all the time, but I don't really explain what Redbook is because everyone's like, oh, it's the Chinese TikTok. And it's not. Douyin is the Chinese TikTok. Redbook is the Chinese Pinterest. It's so stinking good. There's so much inspiration on there and no ads. Like it's amazing. There's so many crochet diagrams too, and people ask me for diagrams all the time. I'm like, I don't know how to do that right now. I'm so sorry. I will get to that point in my life in one day, but right now I don't have the ability. But anyways, I'm working on this blanket, and there's like a viral blanket trend that like picked up in China more than the US. It's a blanket, and at the edge you add like little flowers, and then you roll it up like this, and it makes like a little bouquet. So I need to do a couple more like skeins of yarn. This is 2 skeins of yarn. Well, a little bit more than 2, or a little bit less than 2 skeins, because I think some of it, yarn I used on a different project. But I need to make this bigger, and I'm going to put like stars at the end. And I think these would be cute little accent pieces on there. And then I also have a yellow coming in from Hirschner's, like put stars on the inside of the blanket so that I can like roll it up and make a little bouquet of stars. And then I want to put this in like little picnic basket or something. And that way you can pick your bouquet out. I think that'd be so stinking cute, where it's just going to be like a little picnic blanket. I think I'd probably price it at 100 because of how much yarn I'm going to use and how much sewing I'm going to have to do, and then all that jazz. But it's a goal of mine to get that out, and then I would probably put that one on my Etsy or Ko-fi, just because I think that it would not do well, but like it'd be something to put out there and be like, hey, this is inspiration. It's kind of like in Neopets. I don't know if y'all know or remember when Neopets had like the gallery stores. Before they had the gallery stores, they just had the Neopet stores, and you had to keep on buying spaces. But a lot of people would, in their store, put like a very rare paintbrush or something and put it at the maximum price that you could so that nobody would buy it. So it was kind of like a museum. And like, I'm not trying to do that with my stuff. Yeah, it'd be cool. But like, also, I'm just trying to like put it up there and be like, hey, this is inspiration. If you want to buy it, you can buy it. But it's not like, hey, you need to support me, you know? That's probably what I'm going to do with these yarns. And I'm very excited because I love the sparkle yarns. You can't see the sparkle. Yeah, you can't see the sparkle right now, but these ones sparkle really well. This one has like a little blue sparkle to it. They both kind of have like a little blue sparkle to it. So that was exciting that I could find those, but I also have another bag. So let me take a breath and take a drink, and then I'll get to the next bag. Second bag, I was talking about like needing or wanting to get some white yarn so I can like work in white. And I'm like, I don't really need it because I don't think I'm actually going to work that much in white. And my husband like saw me contemplating it like over and over again, and he just stuffed this in the basket. It's so much yarn. I don't know where I'm going to store this, but it's a lot of yarn, and I'm very excited to work with white. I just gotta find a project. Actually, I know that I do want to make that one skirt pattern eventually. So maybe I can use white yarn, and then I'll just sell off the... Maybe. I don't know. I'll look into it. A whole pound of white yarn. Ooh, it's so heavy. And then, let's see what else we got in here. Oh, we got more sparkle yarn. So I told my husband that I'm not going to work with this. Like, he looked at it, he's like, oh my god, they have a black one. I'm like, yeah, but I don't think I'll ever work with it. And he just put it in there for himself, basically. There's 2 of these. Where's the other one? Yeah, we got 2 of these in here. Oh, so loud. And so I don't know. He's like, oh, maybe you'll think of doing something with like stars because, you know, you love stars. So maybe you'll think of doing like a star blanket or a star outfit, and then you'll use this. And I'm like, okay, I probably will. So thank you, husband. Oh, sorry, Tiki. And then, okay, we have the 2 more living yarns for the 8th colorway. And then we have 2 more of just the plain black yarn. I told my husband that I have yarn on the way. He's like, yeah, but you can always use black yarn. I'm like, I know, husband, but like also I don't need it. But thank you. He is so extremely supportive, and I'm very, very, very happy to have all this yarn in my life. And he's like, you know, it's kind of like payback for all those days or weeks that I work 6 days a week because I always feel bad that I leave you home by yourself. I'm like, no. I am so lucky to have so many loving people in my life now. Oh, I'm going to tear up again. I have so many loving people in my life right now, like my husband, my best friend, his good friend, and then everybody that's like helped me throughout the crochet process and the pattern making process. And anytime I upload anything, everybody's just so supportive, and I just can't believe that I have this much support in my life. Like, no cry, no cry, no cry. But oh, I'm just so grateful for everybody and like how life has turned out. I mentioned this in my birthday vlog. I didn't think I was going to make it this far. I thought I was going to be gone by 30. I made it 3 years past 30. And I have so much love in my life and so much support in my life that I know that I'm going to be able to keep on going. Like, I don't feel the need to like not be here anymore. Yeah, there's some days where like the depression hits a little bit harder than others, but it's never as severe as it was back in the day, back in like I don't know, my early 20s. My early 20s were so rough. I ended up homeless at one point because like it was just such a bad, rough period of time in my life, and I'm so humbled by it and so lucky to have survived and be able to be here and have a support system no matter how far away everybody is. Like I wish I could meet everybody and not be like socially anxious about everything, but like I don't know. Oh, I'm so grateful for everything in my life right now. This is a high for me, and I'm like, I hope that tomorrow isn't a low because, you know, a lot of us have that bounce back. I don't know. What's the word? Bounce back emotional, like borderline or bipolar. I don't think I am. I think I'm just like, sometimes I have really high highs and then sometimes I have really low lows. And a lot of times they're back to back. I'm so lucky. All right, I'm gonna stop crying. Edit a new video so I can post it on my shop page, and then I will release the pattern very shortly. I will probably actually put the pattern on Ko-fi right now because Ko-fi doesn't really ask you to put videos on there. Just as a reminder, the Etsy version is going to be $5. On Ko-fi, it's going to be $3. I'm not looking to profit. Like, I would like some extra spending money, sure. That way, if anybody wants like a cheaper version of it that doesn't send all the money to Etsy because Etsy is going downhill, I will have it on my Ko-fi. It's going to be the same exact thing. I think the only difference will be the price and then the description. And then I will also still have the zine up available with a link to the YouTube tutorial for the gauge swatch. So that's free. I want to make sure that it's accessible. And please, as I've said many times before, if you are struggling and really, really want the pattern, please let me know. I will absolutely do what I can to get you the pattern. Do not feel obligated to pay for the pattern because I want to make sure that my patterns always have a free option so that people who aren't in the best financial standing can work on it on their own. No more crying. Let's get work done. Almost forgot that y'all were up here. I was like, where's my mic? I normally keep it on my desk. So, fun fact, when you upload a file to Etsy, it can only be under 20 megabytes. I think that's what it said. 20 something. I don't know the word. But with the pattern testers appreciation post, it's over 20. So, what I'm doing is I'm going to have two separate downloads for it. I've already got it uploaded to Ko-fi. So if you see that on Ko-fi, good for you. You did it. You get the whole pattern all break free. Like Etsy kind of really sucks. Like I can't believe how hard Etsy is to use as like the premier whatever, one of the first people to do like arts and craft selling on the internet. The pattern tester appreciation post is going to be separate, but like I said, on the Ko-fi pattern, it's all in one page. So I have to make a separate like blurb or whatever saying, hey, so the pattern tester appreciation is separate, but if you piece the pieces together and staple them at the end, it's actually pages 28 through 33. So this is a 33 page pattern. And wow, I am so incredibly impressed with how like people kept up with it and that I was able to work this hard on it. Like honestly, there were a couple times where I'm like, do I really want to do this? But I'm so grateful and so happy that I kept up with it and that this is going to be done in like 5 minutes. I have the video edited so that I can advertise that it's up, and then put it as my video. Etsy asks you to do a video because apparently it brings more traffic, and I think it's literally because they push that more than they do for like non-video things, because everybody is all about the vertical video trend. If you're buying this pattern on Etsy, it's going to be in 2 separate pieces, whereas if you buy it on Ko-fi, it's going to be one thing. So yeah. Alrighty, folks, it's done. It's been posted. I can't believe it. I posted the video on TikTok and Instagram, and also here on YouTube as a short, but like I put parentheses the Kawaii Eldritch just in case like y'all didn't want to watch. I get it. Like, I don't like peddling shops that much. Like, ads really suck, but I'm gonna try to keep this like not super ad big, whatever, because like, I don't know, I want to show off that it's available. I know I have to advertise, but that's stressful. So I don't know how much I'm going to do with advertising. Maybe every now and then I'll be like, oh, I'm wearing this outfit again, so let me just show it off. Also, I need to contact my pattern testers again one more time. I'm going to send them like the separate of all the pattern tester appreciation post stuff, and then I'm going to ask them if it's okay if I can use their photos, because they worked really hard on it. I've been reposting on TikTok. I think there's something like that on Instagram. I just don't know how to use it. Some people have collaborated with me, which shows them in my grid. I know that word. I know grid. It shows them in my grid with their final project. So I kind of know how that works. I just don't know how the rest works. I know a lot of people use their stories, but I don't know anything about stories on Instagram. What was I saying? I don't know. I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders because it is done. I no longer have to think about this. I mean, I might, if anybody else in the pattern testers wants to put their name out there again, and then, or not again, but put their name out there in my pattern tester appreciation post, I might still like contact them and all that. And like, if they want to contact me, that's also okay. I'm just really bad at communication. So I do need to reach out to one of my mutuals because I haven't seen anything from her in a while and I kind of miss her. I just gotta socially like not adapt, but like recover, I guess. And then I will reach out to her because I miss her. And then I miss my best friend too. I know I said this yesterday, but I haven't seen her since MegaCon, and MegaCon was in February and it's already April. So like, I need to go see her, but I've been so stressed out about this. That's another reason why I want to take a break from making patterns. I don't know how people do it every single month or 2 a month. There's no way I could do that. Absolutely no way. I might still have stuff to work on today, but today is Wednesday, so I'm not ready to say goodnight yet because it's only noon 10. So I'm gonna work on some more stuff, and then whenever I get towards the end of the day. Oh, I did show you. I was gonna say, yeah, this is 2 skeins. I'm not planning on going out to the store to buy more yarn anytime soon. Hirschner's, I have a yarn in a similar colorway coming in, so maybe that will be what I use for it. I think it's going to be like 450 yards, so I feel like that'd be enough. But I'm gonna finish up the doily probably, and then I'm going to probably work on the little pants that I've been wanting to work on. And then after that, do I have anything else I want to work on? Probably cleaning up this room. Yeah. Anyways. Oh my god. It's released. It's released. Literally about to start crying because I made my first sale. I can't believe it. I also got a $3 donation on Ko-fi for my zine a couple days back, but I can't believe it. I'm so happy. Like, and this is a dream come true, like being a fashion designer. I'm so grateful for everybody that's like, why am I always crying? I'm always crying. I'm not even on my period anymore. Like, oh, thank you so much. I can't believe it. This is one step closer to becoming a fashion designer and like a serious one. I don't think I ever want to make it big time, but like at least a little bit of inspiration. Like one of my mutuals on TikTok told me that I inspired them, and like that makes me so happy. Like I want people to be inspired to keep on doing art and being unique and not fitting into the mold, because it just the mold doesn't do good for people in general. So Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Hi, good morning. It's the next day. Hello, are you gonna stay? Okay. Usually today's editing day, but I didn't say goodbye last night. Since I'm here, let me show you how much work I got done. I already showed you the bouquet, but I'm just so excited. I keep on wanting to show it to y'all. I did wrap it up in like the little loops and threads thing, just because I thought it would be kind of silly. I could probably go get yarn for it soon, but I'm going to hold off on that for a little while because that's not like a super important task right now. I need to prioritize right now. I'm on the last 2 rows of this. Well, let me flip it to the right side. I kind of don't want to make this again. I'm not going to lie. This has been very, I don't want to say frustrating, but it's hard on my hands. So I have to take breaks very, very often. And it's not because it's small, it's because of the little, the textured detail. So there's a lot of front post, back post, double crochet in there, and that kind of hurts my fingies. So I have to take breaks often. And now I understand why. I mean, I always understood why doily and lace making was expensive, but also it's expensive. And whenever I get to that point in my life when I want to start selling my lace work, it's going to be very expensive, especially because of how much it hurts my hand. But almost done. We're on half of round 22, and then there's one more round after that, which I am color switching, which I showed you the color I was doing. It's going to be this pink color. But I put it away because my desk is getting way too messy and I need it out of my space. So that's almost done. I can't wait to show y'all when it's done. And I can't wait to get better at lace making. I'm so excited. And then I got 2 more of these little blocks done. I feel like I may have used a bigger hook. I don't know. These ones all are much bigger than these 3, even though I know for sure I used a size 5 hook on this one. I'm pretty sure I used a size 5 hook on all of them. I do need to block them. That's probably why. But so we have 8 total of these. So I just need how many? So I need a total of 12. Whatever 6 minus 4 is. So I need 4 more. So I'll probably be working on that later. As I've said, that we're not going to the beach until next week to look at all the sandcastles. And then I also finished up a pan flag bandana. I just gotta sew in the ends, but I have a pile of whips that need to be sewed in right behind y'all. So that's exciting. I probably will make 1 more, maybe 2 more. I have enough for 1 more at least in this skein. I kind of want to do a different color just so I can like bulk it up. And then that's it. Oh, I feel like I did something else. Who cares? I mean, I care. So I do care. I recently got invited to go to Epic Universe. It was going to be tomorrow, but my friend has ADHD. So, I mean, to be honest, like all my friends are neurodiverse. So I've been invited to go to Epic Universe now next Thursday. So I kind of really want to get that spiderweb outfit done by next week. So I think we're going to be in the sewing room. And that's about it. Okay. And not only are we going to be in the sewing room, we are also going to be taking pictures in the sewing room for market. I really, really need to get the ball rolling on that. I mean, I think my portfolio is okay, but I need it to be bigger and like really need it to display more of the stuff that I've made. My pile of finished projects has grown immensely since I stopped using my business account. I struggle with business things, so it makes sense. But I know that an important part about art is making a portfolio and showing the process and doing all that jazz, which I do have quite a few showing the process videos. And the market I'm going to, the owners know my personal account, so they know I've handmade it. But I don't want that to be the case for everybody. I think Spookala is also happening soon. I'm not ready for Spookala. Spookala is a 3-day event. And I remember last time I went, my anxiety was really bad. It was really loud. I had to have my earphones in because it was just so loud in there. They had the stage in the same room as the showroom, and so I'm not ready to do that kind of show anytime soon. But I don't remember if they have a Spookala show in Halloween time. I think they do. I think it's like the first week of October. And if it wasn't them, it was somebody else that's in the maybe Spooky Empire. I don't think I'm ready for Spooky Emperor. That's much bigger than anything else. Prometheus has gotten so much bigger. And I talked to the shop owners last year. I'm like, hey, do you guys ever plan on doing more than one day? And she's like, no, because it's very exhausting for us and the artists to do more than one day. And I'm like, honestly, the more I like look at it as an artist now, I'm like, okay, good for you for keeping that in mind because it's a very quick market. So I love that. And yeah, like I said, they personally know me, so they do know my background and my portfolio. However, I do need to continue building up my portfolio. So I gotta say goodbye. Thanks for watching me cry. Thanks for going this journey with me. I can't believe we made it to the pattern like design out for everybody thing. Like we made it. We made it. We're here, and I'm just very grateful for everybody that helped me get here and everybody that's supporting me and everybody that's keeping me held accountable because me being ADHD AF like needs it. So thank you so much. Like I don't really try to do like an outro or whatever. All I try to say is goodbye at least. And I tried saying thanks for keeping me accountable as my little outro thing, but if I say it, I say it. This week I will say it. Thanks for holding me accountable. Bye-bye.